I think India and New Zealand will go all the way. Will definitely pose a challenge. Matt Henry will pose a challenge. Lockie Ferguson will pose a challenge.
According to you, at this point of time, are your 4 semi-finalists?
India, New Zealand, South Africa.
The World Cup fever has peaked in the country thanks to the home team doing really well. They have made it 3 out of 3 and they look to be unbeatable. Today they are taking on Bangladesh and hoping they make it 4-0. New Zealand is the other team that is doing really well. They are yet to lose a match. So yes, on Sunday we are expecting the battle of the equals where India take on New Zealand. To discuss the match at length, also a preview of sorts, we have with us none other than former India cricketer and opener Aakash Chopra joining us. Thank you so much for joining us here, Aakash Chopra. So Aakash, India has been unbeatable up until now. You think this is going to continue over the weekend as well when we take on New Zealand? Because New Zealand has been the other side which has really adapted well in these Indian conditions and they are unbeatable. They have not lost a single game. They have been, playing very professionally. They have been playing professional cricket. They have been clinical in their approach and it seems they have got all their bases covered. Do you think it's going to be a tough game? It's the final before the final in a way?
I think yes. I think India and New Zealand will go all the way. There could possibly be the precursor to the symphony where 19th of November these two teams might be against each other. That will be of course at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, but right now at Dharamshala I expect this to be a very good game, a real test of India's depth and India's versatility as well. Because the conditions will also suit the New Zealand brand of cricket, the kind of bowlers that they have, the batters, the kind of pitches that they tend to like. So it is going to be a very good game of cricket.
Before we speak about India, Akash, I want to find out what according to you is clicking for New Zealand and they're doing really well. Also, one thing with New Zealand is that during ICC tournaments, they somehow up their game and they are very good. So what is it that it's clicking now for them in India this season?
With New Zealand, you'll always, like you rightly mentioned, they're a very clinical team. There is clear definition of roles that certain individuals have to play. You look at Lockie Ferguson, he comes and he bowls fast and short and into your body. There is Trent Boult who bowls full and looks for swing. You've got Matt Henry, who's another very good exponent of the new ball. Their plans are quite clear. If Kane is available, then Rachin opens. If Kane is not available, Will Young opens. Tom Latham is their insurance policy because if something goes wrong, that is when he comes to the fore. We thought that Glenn Phillips doesn't really have another game, but in the last game against Afghanistan, when they saw mini collapse, he was there to actually with the rear guard action. So they do have almost every base covered, and they also are a very competent side with regards to the fact that they don't leave anything for the next one to follow. So a team full of superstars tend to do that every now and then, where they feel, okay, even if I were to not fire today, nobody wants to get out for sure, but you can be slightly complacent once in a while. But with New Zealand, they know that they have players of limited abilities, but all of them put together, they're a team which is like sum of all parts. And that sum of all parts, that final story is a very formidable team. So that's what New Zealand does.
Akash, in the past, you see Indian top order, they have had a problem with left arm seam, okay? But recently, Rohit Sharma overcame that, in the game against Pakistan, where he played Shaheen Shah Afridi beautifully. He took him, he went aerial, took him on, and he won the battle in the end. Do you think Trent Boult could actually pose a challenge to the Indian openers or the top order for that matter?
Well, Trent Boult will definitely pose a challenge. Matt Henry will pose a challenge. Lockie Ferguson will pose a challenge because we in India tend to get obsessed with the fact that, oh, there is a left arm pacer and there are some records that we want to dig. But then you'll also find that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli and Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer, they must have been dismissed again right arm pacers far more than left arm pacers.
So you feel it is the right arm pacers who might be ruling the roost?
No, honestly, I don't care. The fact is whether he's a left armer or right armer. The fact is whoever bowls well. We tend to get obsessed from the media point of view because we need to write something, we need to talk about something, and we tend to start cherry picking the stats. The fact is right arm fast bowlers might have dismissed these batters more times, and which will be the fact. If you go and check, you'll find it. Left arm pacers, they are shorter, fewer in numbers. Whoever is a left arm pacer and is also playing in the recent past, you will find they're absolute quality bowlers. You've got Mitchell Stark. Give me a right-handed comparison of a Mitchell Stark. You'll struggle to find. You may say Bumrah, yes, but we play with him and not against him. You've got Trent Bolt, so give me another right-armer Trent Bolt, and you'll say, okay, I'm searching for answers. When you look at Afghanistan, there is Fazal Farooqi. There is no right-arm Fazal Farooqi or the bowler of his caliber or quality. So in the end, but the same won't be true for Sam Curran. He's a left arm pacer, but do we get out to Sam Curran? Just because he bowls left armer does not
He's
mean.
a little military medium.
Doesn't matter. The fact is, he's still left armer, right? We don't make these distinctions when we are actually crunching data. That every left arm fast bowler who bowls at 135 clicks and more, the batters actually tend to score less or more. We don't go that far. So we try and set the narratives what suits our storylines. So I think it's overrated. Trent Bolt is a quality operator. Don't be surprised if he takes 1, 2, 3 quick. But there is also a chance that he gets hammered for runs. So it is what you do on that day. The same Shaheen Shah Afridi who dismissed 1, 2, 3 the other day went for 18, 10. Exactly. So the same bowler. So what happened to that weakness against left arm
We'll
pacer?
surely be preparing well against
everybody is preparing well. It's not like you and me sitting here and talking about it. Why would you not prepare if you're playing a World Cup game?
Do you think there is going to be a change given that fast bowlers might get some assistance in Dharamshala? You see a Shami making it back in the 11, or they're going to back this 11, stick with the winning combination?
Well, a lot will depend on how things pan out and unfold against Bangladesh. How many overs Shardul gets to bowl, if he's bowling, if he's getting wickets, how confident the Indian team is with their batting lineup, that they need another batter at 8 or you don't want, and what is the kind of pitch that they actually see when they turn up in Dharamshala. Is it a surface where you actually back another pacer?
What is the kind of surface you are expecting to be out for the the big battle between India and New Zealand?
I mean, the pitch is not going to change radically is what I'm thinking. A good batting surface, not a pitch that is going to be like full of grass and early moisture, because surface moisture is not what you want. You want a good batting surface. It is a high scoring ground, and expect a lot of dew in the second half because it's up in the mountain. So that is a possibility, but I'm expecting a good surface, to be fair.
You think there is any drawback, any chink in the armor that this Indian team after these 3 games possess is still existing right now, Aakash?
Not really. I think
gray area maybe.
I mean, we can start nitpicking and figure out like weaknesses, because every team will have one. So every team will have a hole that is not being plugged. So if we want to talk about it, we can say, okay, Shardul hasn't bowled enough. Okay, fine, but
who has impressed you the most in these 3 games?
A lot of people actually. Rohit Sharma has been brilliant. Virat Kohli, when asked to bat, has done well. KL Rahul has done beautifully well. You've got Jasprit Bumrah, who's been outstanding. There is Kuldeep Yadav, who's done well. Hardik Pandya has chipped in with wickets. He didn't have to bat so far. So the team in whole is actually doing very well.
You think there could be changes? Like, for example, I personally felt that Jasprit Bumrah could have been rested for the Bangladesh tie, because there is a New Zealand game coming up, workload management and all of that. Going ahead, this is a winning team. They are winning games. They are winning games continuously. Do you think there's going to be a change anytime soon? Or do you think they're going to continue playing the same team? Because you see, it's a big tournament, Aakash. They are playing 9 games. And then there is a semi-final. Don't you want Shami to be well-oiled? In case, and because one of the fast bowlers picks up, God forbid that does not happen, they pick up an injury, don't you want Shami to be ready and raring to go?
No, I mean that with the same token, you want Suryakumar Yadav to be fit and raring to go.
So you want these people, the bench to be tested?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you play a game on 22nd and the next game is on the 29th. There is a 7-day gap. So the other counter argument to the same story is that if you rest Bumrah in that period, so 22nd he has to play, 29th if you rest him, then India is playing on the 2nd. Would it not be a too long a rest and a break for somebody to actually lose rhythm? Because it's already a 7-day gap. You rest him on the 29th and then you feel, okay, are you on the right track? You could possibly rest people against Bangladesh, but you still haven't qualified. So you really want to win your 4 and then walk into New Zealand or play against New Zealand thinking, okay, they've won 4, we have won 4. So let's see whether we can make it 5. And you don't want to play that New Zealand game on the back of a loss. I mean, there are different ways of justifying whichever way you want to look at it. So, I mean, a lot depends on how players are feeling about themselves, and if they want, they are okay to play. I mean, you want to play. Yes, it is 9 games, but it's also a 45-day tournament. It's not as if you're playing every second day.
Akash, when you look at the two teams, India and New Zealand, on paper, both teams look well matched. Right. So if you had to pick a team, given that condition, the match is taking place in Dharamshala, both the teams are probably, in all probability, going to be undefeated till Sunday. Right. So who has the edge over whom? Percentages maybe?
Well, it's a tight game. Honestly, it's a World Cup game. India hasn't beaten New Zealand in an ICC event in the last 20 years. So they do have an edge in that aspect that they've got a wood over us. It's tough to pick. It's 51-49 in favor of India, but it's that close.
And it's 51 in favor of India because there is going to be a sea of blue you're expecting at Dharamshala. They're going to be the 12th man.
It will always be the case, but it's not as if every time we played against them or when we played against them in Dubai or in the T20 game, they were black shirts there. They weren't. It was all blue, but we still lost, right? So the crowd, they add up if you're playing good cricket, if you play well. But if you don't play well, I mean, you can have 125,000 people cheering, but it won't make a difference if you're not playing well. So I don't think it is the crowd support which is going to make a difference. Yes, we know our conditions better. That does make a difference, but they are a good side. So it'll be a good game. I'm saying 51-49 India. I mean, because I'm an Indian, I have to keep saying India. But and I genuinely believe as well that India is a good side and they are on top of their game.
I mean, who, according to you, at this point of time, are your 4 semi-finalists?
India, New Zealand, South Africa. The fourth team, I'm still unsure. It could be one between England and Australia.
And there is no Pakistan at all?
No.
So there is only one Asian team that goes through to the top 4.
That's true.
While that's sad, that's how it's going to be.
I don't know whether it's how it's going to be, but this is what my top 4 are at this point in time. And we have seen these things happen, like we just spoke about 2021. It was an Australia-New Zealand final. The tournament was held in UAE. So these things have happened before.
I feel, I should have asked you this question a little earlier, but I feel there is a change of mindset with Rohit Sharma. He's looking to attack more, I'm sure you have also witnessed this change, this shift in mindset. He used to usually take his time early on, leave a lot of balls outside the off stump. Once he got his iron, he opened up. He changed gears and all that. But in this World Cup, Akash, I'm seeing a different Rohit Sharma where he's ready to go over the top, even if it's the first ball or the second ball. Have you also noticed a shift in mindset from Rohit Sharma?
Well, what you're saying is right. What you've noticed is there for everyone to see that he is taking the aerial route. But the good thing is that he's not compromising or it's not a bargain between going aggressive and scoring a big century. He did score a big century, and he also he's been ultra aggressive, so to speak, but he's still playing the cricketing shots. He's not playing like across the line or a bad shot, so to speak. He's going over covers, he's going over he's backing his pull shot, so he's still playing the same cricketing shots, just finding the aerial route and going a little aggressive. Maybe he's just feeling very good about his batting right now, that is picking the ball early enough to actually get into the right positions and execute the shot. So may it continue till the 19th of November.
It seems like it's going to be a tough battle. It's very tough to choose between the two teams, India and New Zealand. Both the teams are on a roll. And as Aakash pointed out, it's 51-49. So you actually cannot choose. Thank you so much for joining me in this session.